And that's why that's my favorite episode of Family Guy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow, I love
Round of applause for Josh.
Yeah, round of applause for
I also
Peter
love
Griffin.
that
I love
episode.
Family Guy. You ever seen American Dad with Roger the Alien and Stan Smith?
Welcome back, everybody, to the Lunch Club podcast. This is episode 21, and we're back.
Mm-hmm.
What? What's so funny, Travis?
You stupid.
Are you going to keep the joke to yourself? Or are you going to share it with the class?
My joke.
Awesome.
Okay.
Wow, great. I didn't hear it anyway.
So how have you guys been?
I've been watching a lot of Family Guy, let me tell you, Carson, and American Dad with Roger the Alien and Rogu, who's my favorite character.
Oh, we did see Rogu get born, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Plump
see
little
Rogu
rat.
Yeah,
my favorite. He goes Rogu. That's what he says. He's gross. He's so disgusting.
For anyone that doesn't know about American Dad, there is a alien named Stan.
No, there's not.
Roger
the Alien. Stan's the dad. He's Stan Smith. His son Steve Smith, and then there was not Steve Smith, who's the daughter, and then not Stan Smith, who's the wife. And together, they are the American Dad.
Thank you for informing us and informing the public. Today, guys, we have a good plan in mind for you. Back in, was it October? November.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Yeah,
like,
November.
was that like the week before Thanksgiving or something?
Yeah.
Something like that.
We went to LA and we had a little adventure, just the four of us. And I think it's worth talking about. So
because I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, Travis
doesn't remember a single thing from it. No.
Except for the 3 minions on the paper towel roll.
Well, their names
spoiler,
are
we'll get there, man. We'll get
You're a magician?
What?
You're a magician.
Right,
show us a magic trick then, huh?
Who said they were a magician? Nobody said they were a magician.
If you're such a magician, why don't you show us?
If you do magic, why don't you do it for us?
One second, right. I'm pulling up the list of things that I
don't even remember
down.
what the timeline was, dude.
Yes, and that's why I wrote it down.
Excellent.
So, the very first day was Philly D. So we can start off with Philly D. For anyone that doesn't know, we took a trip to LA and I went on Philip DeFranco's show, A Conversation With. And then he did a psychoanalysis of my psyche.
Yeah.
And it was a very interesting time. But yeah, we'll start from there. How much do you guys remember of that?
So Philip DeFranco came
I remember
out
you. Oh, that's
and just
started.
He started screaming and screaming and
no, he was not screaming,
and he swore up a storm.
He did swear a lot off.
He
camera.
swore a lot, and he also screamed.
So much screaming, and sometimes he'd come off the podcast set, punch a hole in a wall.
Dude, you've seen. Dude, his drywall, if you could even call it that at this point, it's not even like a bunch of holes. It's just one large hole.
It chips the corners.
It takes up the entire surface area of the drywall. It's like a window. He's made a window, and like the drywall is only like this thick. Everything else is just
Travis, you remember that, right? You remember Philip DeFranco doing that, right?
So many times.
What about Philip DeFranco? Did you dislike anything Philip did?
I didn't like how he didn't invite me on his podcast.
That's true. That is a criminal offense. I think
I was there. I mean, I saw the set and I was just like, it was so close. I didn't go on.
And the screaming, right?
He screamed so.
I still have ear damage.
He was 7'4", and every step he took rattled the building. It was terrifying. His upper body was the size of 2 refrigerators strapped together, and he beat up so many other well put together individuals with large upper bodies like his. He was
That's
very
awesome,
scary.
Josh. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was just.
Did someone like put you guys all out while I was in there?
What?
This is like a fever dream.
You must
do you
have
mean?
missed it. You must have missed
Yeah.
it.
I didn't see any
probably-
2
you-
refrigerator-sized men.
You probably were
You
down
must
for a
have been.
second. It happened like
Shit.
that, dude. It was quick.
I
Yeah.
liked
It
when
was,
you
it
tried
was
to
within the
steal their
span of like
gallon
10
of milk.
seconds.
What'd you say?
I liked when they tried to steal, or when you tried to steal their gallon of milk from the kitchen.
We didn't just try. We succeeded, then put it back because we felt bad for them.
Yeah, and it was like there was this gallon of milk, but maybe like 3 cups left. It was just so not worth it to steal the milk.
Okay. For the record, anyone watching, the stuff we were saying about Philip DeFranco was not true, but this is actually true.
Wait, it wasn't
You can say
true?
whatever you want. You could say whatever you want. It doesn't make it. It doesn't make what you're saying true either.
Okay. But once I was finished with the podcast, Philip DeFranco was great, by the way. He was very nice. And I was very glad to go on his podcast. But afterwards, on a little bit of an adrenaline spike on the way out, they offered us donuts, and then we took all of their donuts
And more.
and more. Because they offered us one thing, Josh
They're like,
and I
oh, take whatever you want. And it's like, well,
They
Yeah,
started
Josh and I-
piling things out of the fridge into their arms.
Yeah,
like
we
a-
raided their fridge,
Yeah.
their company fridge, and we
they're
only
like, oh, you
took.
can't take that. It's like, okay, whatever you say.
And we got a souvenir.
We did get a souvenir. So for anyone watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see this, but we'll just describe it to you if you're an audio listener. We got this is the gold trophy. Oh, wow, look at that. Dude, this is the gold trophy of the trip. Because we stole from Philip DeFranco's office a paper towel roll of minions. And
Here, I'll show you all the minions.
I love being able to say that I stole minion
this
paper
one right
towels
here
from Philip
that you
DeFranco.
see right here is Dave for YouTube. But if you're audio, he's got yellow
Dave.
skin. He's got those goggles. He has 2 eyes.
That's important.
You got the blue overalls. Here, where's the other ones? Oh, here's Jerry. Okay, here's Jerry.
He's the exact same.
I would say he matches the same description of Dave, but he does seem a little taller and a little bit more hair, actually.
Hairy
Yeah.
guy.
Dave doesn't have as much hair, but Mel's got so much. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strands. Nice, nice.
That's good.
And then here's Mel.
That's him.
Here's Mel. It's my
There he
man.
is.
Mel's
He
balding.
seems.
He's
I
got
would
a comb
say-
over.
He's about the same height, or
No,
no,
a
not
comb
the,
over would
he's,
be.
he has the same
Wait,
description of
just
all
push
the
it
others.
Like a
but-
comb over would go like this.
He's
He
got
just
the
has it down the
makings for
middle,
a
dude.
comb over.
He could.
Yeah.
No one's saying you
And-
can't. I'm just
but,
saying
like,
that's what he does. He doesn't have that.
Mel's
Yeah.
kind of cool, but he only has 1 eye. I don't know.
Yeah, he can't see straight.
And that's
All he can do is see straight.
Jerry and Mel and Dave and me and Jerry.
Is it me?
And me.
Wait, you're on there?
No, there was one, but like it cut off the L.
It cut off the
so
L.
It just
Oh.
says me.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's not like me, but like me as in
Yeah, I understand.
If I were a minion, this is what I'd look like. Like that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Of course.
pretty much, yeah.
So,
Oh,
anyways,
fuck.
we successfully heist the fuck out of Philip DeFranco's minion paper towel rolls.
Mhm.
We leave. We get the hell out of there because we're tired of hearing Philip DeFranco scream our ears off.
Dude, he wasn't even. It
He
was
literally kicked us out the door. on the way out, he kicked me. He came out and he was like,
I hate you.
He was just like dancing to music, kicking the shit out of you.
Yeah. It was like
He really is a monster. That's great. That's awesome, Carson. That's so good.
Philip was like, I don't want to see you or your sorry ass here ever again. And then we got in the car and then we left.
With his donuts.
With his donuts and his minion paper towel rolls.
Dude, those were good donuts.
Those were
They're
very
stale.
good.
But
They've been sitting out all day.
When we ate the donuts, we didn't use the paper towels to like wipe our hands.
Yeah, that's valuable. I'd be awake.
We couldn't soil them, so we just had to.
They're gonna be worth something, dude. Limited time.
Eventually,
I accidentally used like 2 minion paper towels.
That's no accident, Carson. Fool me once. I couldn't remember how it went.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Bye.
It's about cool.
I think fool me once, comma, and that's the entire quote.
Play-Doh. I want to tell this next story though.
Okay, go for it.
So we left Phil. So I drive all of them everywhere in this trip because none of them have a license except me.
It's true.
But so we were getting back to our Airbnb, which is an apartment in like just some suburb of LA. And there were like 10 apartment buildings on the same road, and they all had garages. And so we couldn't find exactly which one because the address it was given was like a corner that did not have a parking garage. And so we finally found it and went down. And it was one of those ones where you have to have like a sensor to open it. And I just followed a person in and completely just broke into the garage and just parked in the spot we were like allotted for the Airbnb. And a security guard was like, some lady's mad and doesn't know you. Can you guys like
please leave?
Yeah, so we had to go wait out in the cold.
He was super cool about it though. He was so cool.
No, he was so cool. He was such a G. He was like so fed up with the people's like prissy bullshit. Yeah.
But it was also like we couldn't find our way out of the parking garage and he helped us.
Oh yeah.
Very kind of him.
There was 100 exit signs and they all led to dead ends.
And we were all yelling at Cooper the entire time. We're like, this is not the way. This is not the way. And then it was another dead end. We were always right and you were always wrong. That's all I'm saying, you know?
No.
It only makes sense.
It only makes
sense. It's just true.
So we got out after being escorted out by the coolest security guard ever. And then we parked on the road and waited for our Airbnb guy, who makes a U-turn in the middle of an intersection, parks in the intersection, comes over, says hi to us, gives us the shit, and then we go into the same parking garage again.
Before that, we were sitting there for like what, an hour, and some guy came up in a pickup truck that had like a train horn hooked up to it, and he just sits there and just honks it. And then gets out. It's like, why?
He was so proud he turned his truck into a train. He had to honk it out, bro.
And for like the rest of the trip, I'd get woken up every morning at like 6 a.m. on the dot because this guy would honk his horn at 6 a.m. every morning right outside the building. I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. I love trains. Thank you.
You're also, I don't know if this was that night, but one of the nights that I think it was that night, we were pulled over on the side of that road. Cooper pulls over. We're sitting there. We're like, where the heck is our Airbnb guy? But we were chilling there, and then Cooper sees this guy coming on the side of the road on the sidewalk, and he's like, "What's that guy doing? Why is that guy walking his dog?" And
I forgot what you were talking about. okay.
A man walking his dog.
He was
That was a
blind.
blind man with a cane.
He couldn't
Listen,
see.
listen. We were sitting on a ledge, and you could only see him holding something and walking with sunglasses on. They were sick fucking shades. They
Why is
didn't
this
look
guy-
like blind
why is
people
this guy
glasses.
walking his dog with the sunglasses
Who
on?
the hell
I'm
is this guy, huh?
Who does he think he is?
He's got
Yeah,
sunglasses
he
on in
was
the
like-
middle of the night. What
Yeah.
a freak.
He was just Cooper was like making fun of him for like, why is this guy wearing sunglasses? It's so dark
I don't
outside.
know. Did you actually? I don't know if
I
he
don't
did.
think I made
Really?
fun of him.
No, I
he
remember
made
him
fun
just
of him,
saying, "Why is
right?
this dude walking his dog?" That's all. That's
Really?
all I remember.
Yeah, and then
I thought I remember
immediately
you
it was like
commenting
he's
about the
blind, and I
sunglasses.
just said, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and then I felt like a fucking idiot, but it was funny. Oh,
So
shit.
we've got this blind guy walking his dog. And then we've
That's
got on the other side of the street
There
this
was no
dude
dog.
honking his horn.
Yeah,
He's
no,
like,
there was no dog.
maybe they
They
were
got the train, man.
maybe they were dueling.
Why would that be the matchup?
I don't know.
I think the guy with the truck would win against the guy who literally can't see.
I don't know,
his
Josh.
hearing is heightened, bro. They had to incapacitate him with a train horn in his ears. Jesus.
But who would
Christ.
win, the truck or the dog?
The truck.
It's the truck.
I feel like the audio
The
listeners
dog.
feel an emotional connection to the blind guy though, because they can't
Yeah.
see us on YouTube. You know.
Mm.
Yeah, can all the YouTube watchers please take a moment and close your eyes?
Imagine you're that guy. There you go. Thank you for listening.
Hey, if you're on Apple
Oh.
Podcasts right now, leave us a 5-star review and say, either
Wow.
say no, pick your vote, train guy or blind guy. Okay, thank you.
And then you have to give us a reason why.
Why is this even a
and on
ma-
YouTube,
why is
on
this a
YouTube too. Give
matchup?
us a
Yeah,
YouTube
commented too.
Why
Thank
is this a matchup?
comment.
Right?
Because they're in the same
Let's
place
have this
at the
person
same
who
time.
literally can't see
Listen.
and a guy with a truck.
Listen, Josh,
would
it's a
win?
battle of it's a battle of the ages. It always has been. It's a war of the worlds. Okay,
Wow.
train guy versus blind guy. Who will win?
A story as old as time itself. Wow.
one for the books of the history books.
Yeah, that's true. That's so right. That's so true.
Our
And then
Airbnb
you
is
guys,
actually what?
Is it nice?
and then you guys just watched like pastor videos for like
Okay,
maybe
no,
5 hours.
No.
Am I skipping ahead?
You're skipping ahead. I was gonna
I
say
thought
we
that
had a
was
very
that
nice
night.
Airbnb. I
That
very much
should have been.
enjoyed
No,
it.
that was that night.
Hmm.
That was
We
that
had a
night.
TV in both of our rooms, and then a TV in the middle between the rooms. I enjoyed that like apartment very much.
It was very nice.
Um,
A+ to cool guy who parked in the middle of the road to give us the Airbnb keys.
yeah, he was chill. But so I mean, I guess we could talk about what you're talking about, Cooper. Even though that
I
was a
mean-
little bit farther ahead.
The same
I was
night.
so tired. I didn't really catch any of it. Really,
It's okay.
I just
Well,
sort of watched.
It's okay.
It started with Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
If you're watching
It
a
all
Steve Harvey
started
thing,
with
it
Steve
always
Harvey.
starts with Steve,
Steve
Harvey.
Harvey was Genesis.
Yeah, the beginning of everything, huh? It all started with Steve Harvey
With my main man.
from Family Feud. It all everything.
Guy.
Wait, watch
First
this. I'm
there
gonna
was
do the
nothing.
Steve Harvey.
Did you just say something sexual?
What is the organ between a man's legs?
Who knows?
And then it gets like number one on the board. He's like, his entire day just got ruined.
So there are a set of like very surreal videos made by this guy named Vic Berger, VIC space BERGER. Okay, he makes these videos where he compiles just bullshit that these people do, especially Steve Harvey. He's got long stuff about Steve Harvey, and it's just like a fever dream while you're watching, and we were so tired the day we were watching this, and we couldn't stop laughing. Josh, tell the audience about these videos.
What do you want?
I want you to get to.
You want
Jim
me to
Baker.
talk about, dude? I don't want to talk about the Steve Harvey one.
Okay,
that one's a little too much. But the
talk about Jim Baker.
Jim Baker.
Oh, this is a classic for the record. We were a fan of this like 3-4 years ago, and then we came back to it on this trip.
Jim Baker sells large containers of food for when the reckoning comes. Gallons of
mashed potatoes,
and corn.
Only like 2 things.
Correction, he sold. Didn't he go to jail or something?
Home Depot buckets full of mashed potatoes. I don't know who's buying enough for that to be a lucrative business, but dear Lord, that's a lot of mashed potatoes. And basically Jim Baker says something really insane. And then Jim Baker's wife goes, "Wow, that's so true. Wow."
Okay, for who's Jim Baker though?
She's a guy on the TV who says the end of times is coming, so you need to buy his big buckets of mashed potato and corn and mix them together in a kiddie pool for when the end of times come.
A legitimate specific thing he said. Yes. I do remember that. Kiddie pool.
Yeah.
Why?
He bring the bucket of cheese out. He's like, you can get the bucket of cheese
with
a bucket of rice, and then you can pour them together.
It's a good meal. It's a good meal.
Pool. And then his wife goes, "Wow, that's so true."
And then they dip like a giant spoon into the disgusting looking food, and then he's like,
"Wow, that's great. Wow, that's been sitting in those buckets for 3 months. That's fantastic. Some home cooking." Oh, geez, that was vile.
But didn't they start talking about like kids dying, and then it was like, that's so true.
Yeah, no. He had a vision. He had a dream about young people.
Kids crying. That's what it was.
He was saying, young people. These kids, the young people, they were crying.
They were crying.
And then his wife goes, "That's so true. Wow." That sounds so right. Wow. Thank you, Jim Baker's wife, for the commentary.
Shout out Vic
And the children.
They were
crying. Wow. That's so true.
Watch Vic Berger videos on YouTube if you've never heard of him. Or if you're looking for something surreal while you're specifically in LA after Philip DeFranco's podcast and just extremely tired.
The children, they were crying.
Wow.
So let's talk about Disney Day. Let's go to Disney Day.
We went to the park.
We left to the park.
The Disney.
And then we left.
Land. Yeah. Going to Disneyland with Josh is really some.
I go. And then I leave.
Josh is like
explain Josh's
ride time brain.
I have a system. I have a code of conduct by which I live by.
Explain your system, Josh.
I need to go on the good rides, and I need to do it in an efficient pattern, so I can ride as many of them as many times as possible within an allotted period of time. And you route it out, so you go like counterclockwise around the park from, let's say, Tomorrowland, because you gotta go to the Space Mountain first. That's what it's called. And then that's guaranteed to be a 2-hour wait. So you just leave. And at that point, you realize that there was no point in going to the Space Mountain at all, because it's always going to be a 2-hour wait. It's not worth it. And then you go on other rides, and then you realize, wow, if I just went and stood in line for this ride, I would have been able to ride it today instead of just moving on to the next thing. And then you feel really dumb.
I don't agree with your ride philosophy, by the way.
In what way?
So for those that don't know, I went back to Disneyland like 2 weeks later in December with Kate, and we did a less hurried, less ridiculous system, and it was far more enjoyable.
Josh
That being
isn't hearing
said,
a fucking lick of this. He is sticking to his
the
gun.
Josh
You
experience
went
is
on
incredible.
Bad rides.
We
You
went on all of the
bad
rides, Josh.
Bad rides. Also, the park wasn't busy when you went. We went on a busy day, Carson. It's not my fault. I'm not the one who decides
Josh,
how many people are going to be at the Disney parks.
Okay, Josh, I think part of the issue is that you don't let yourself breathe at all at Disney. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed
There's no
that
time.
you don't let you
Rides.
Josh,
If I don't go.
Josh. I think there's a huge problem with looking at the ride time, saying, well, this is 15 minutes shorter than it usually is, and then going from one park to the other to do that ride.
See, but I'm smarter than you. So, like, what do you want from me?
There's an efficient way to do Disneyland,
And
and
then
then
there's
there's the
your
way to do
way.
Disneyland.
So, hey, let's shut up and you
dude,
stop
I loved
questioning me.
Was it VidCon that we went with like everyone?
Yeah. Yes.
That one was
VidCon.
super
Was it
funny.
VidCon?
Yeah, because it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
It was because it was a mix of Maddie and Josh both doing the rushing thing, and it was very funny.
Maddie
And-
being Ted's girlfriend, for anyone that doesn't
Yeah,
know.
We went on the Haunted Mansion 4 times in a row.
I caught the last one. Thank you for going with me.
And Josh, I'm sure every single time you went on, you were like, there's a bullet.
Well, remember that
Oh, there it
thing
is.
I said like last time? There it is again. I bet that's pretty cool.
Josh, explain
bullet hole in
the
the
bullet
glass?
hole.
Okay, so so on the Haunted Mansion, someone shot the glass on the ballroom scene. There's a big thing of glass in front of it, and someone shot it. They put a spider on it to hide it.
That's
Hide
like
this bullet hole.
the only time I've ever been like I was born in the wrong generation. I want to go to Disneyland with a gun.
Just take that out of context.
No, don't take that.
I
out of
want to
context.
go to Disneyland.
I will
with a
never
firearm.
arrive at Disneyland with anything illegal.
But if I could,
No, I just think that's
he's not
funny as
saying
shit.
it in a bad way. He's saying it in a.
he's saying
I
it
just-
in a
I
I want to
just
bring a
kinda-
gun to Disneyland.
I just kind of want to
way,
shoot
you know?
some stuff at
I
Disney.
wanna
Shoot the
go to
spider.
I want to go to Disneyland and I want to discharge my firearm. That's all
I don't
Cooper
wanna
is trying
shoot
to
it.
I want to
say.
leave my mark on this place, on this land.
I just, yeah. It's funny that they even let guns in there in the first place.
They didn't.
I mean, like, didn't have measures
He
against
just
it.
pulls out this, like,
They weren't
massive
good enough
pistol from
apparently,
his-
but I don't think they're just like, hey, yeah, just bring your guns today. Do whatever you want. Make sure you got your chamber
Was there a
full.
reason he shot the glass?
Probably got,
He got
scared,
scared.
trying to shoot the ghosts. I don't want to just kill the
Attaboy.
ghosts.
Dude's
Attaboy.
probably from Oklahoma. Drove his station wagon all the way out there. Thought it was an enemy, a foreign. Just shot it. Just like protecting the land back home.
Why Oklahoma?
I don't know. I feel like Oklahoma, Texas area, a lot of guns.
That's
Yeah,
statist.
probably.
You're being a little bit statist right now.
Yeah, you know, Cooper,
I'm not worried.
every state,
they
Cooper,
can shoot me, dude.
Cooper, every state is special in its own
Yeah.
way.
It's true.
And you're
All right, let's go through them all.
you're okay.
What's special about Washington State?
Washington State
Josh.
has a statue of Vladimir Lenin. And that's
That is
what's special
special.
about it. It
I
is
didn't
very
know that.
special.
Why?
I couldn't tell you. Someone was a very big fan.
Damn.
Awesome. The first
Why are we-
ride we rode that day at Disney was actually the teacups. And
The worst one.
I was very stoked to
God.
ride the
We
teacups.
crammed
worst
4
teacups.
people into a small dish.
Travis,
And
Realistically,
And I
The
crushed my
teacups?
fingers between Travis's body and the wheel, trying to turn it as fast as possible, but all I got was blisters and sadness.
Travis,
And
tell us
inj-
about your
injured
teacup
Travis's-
experience.
All right, it was back in
The year of
The 80s?
2019.
19. Yep. It was that year. We all went on the teacups. We're like, oh,
This was a
teacups,
whole
let's
year
ride
ago,
it.
guys.
Wow. It was wow. That's cool.
And then we
Anyways,
went on the teacups because we saw them, and then we're like, we were going to teacups, and then they were just all full, and we saw one. We're like, so we all four had to fit in one teacup.
Mm-hmm.
And
Realistically, those things are built for 3 small children, max.
And all four of
are
us
4
were in
adults.
one teacup, and my legs were up against the wheel. And then Josh was like, "This is a good idea. Let me spin the wheel." And then his fingers got smashed between my legs and the wheel to spin it, and it hurt
Mhm.
a lot.
My legs
Mm.
fell asleep. I was scrunched. Halfway
Yeah.
sitting up, my ass wasn't
Yeah.
touching the seat.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone's was touching this seat.
No.
If they engineered that a little faster,
I
we
was
would have
touching
gone
the seat.
flying like a top.
Oh, I was okay, Carson. Well, you could have saved some seat for the rest of us.
I
That
had
would've been
to be. I
nice.
had to be touching the seat because my legs, if they weren't touching the seat, would have been like crushed.
Yes.
They are long.
Well, you
I
were
have
the only
long
one.
legs, and they did not fit in.
How long are your legs?
I don't know, like
6 or 7,
pant
probably.
sized, probably.
6 or 7 feet. Crazy.
They're like the size of a
Hmm.
pant. Like one leg is the size
Wow.
of one pant.
You know, I think my
Wow.
legs are about the length of my pants that I'm wearing right now. That were made the length of my legs,
Well,
which is why I bought them.
it makes
I'd-
sense.
I'd say my legs are my one leg is about as long as the other.
I'm in luck. What can I say? I'm a lucky guy. got same size legs and everything. I just offended the one guy in the comments that's like, okay.
I'll have you know, one
I
leg
have
is 6
one leg is
centimeters
half the
longer than the
size-
other.
One of my legs is almost 3 centimeters shorter than the other one. And I don't like your attitude towards people with a leg that's shorter than the other.
It must be really
I'm
hard to run.
unsubscribing.
Yeah. he's like
It's sort of like
that's
That's
what it's like
exactly
when
what he said. That's exactly what he said.
he's jamming out the music. He's like, and then he falls.
And then he falls because he has his center of mass
He's gone.
hits
Hmm.
in a bad spot because his leg is 3 micrometers shorter than the other one.
Micrometers.
Yeah.
You guys, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you want?
Do you like the the Million Falcon ride at
The
Star
Million Falcon.
Wars?
I love
Land?
the Million
Did I have that written?
I
Falcon
think you made a
rides
video of it or something.
at Disneyland, California. We went on the Millennium Falcon ride and we rode it.
We played charades in the line.
But
Okay,
charades?
fine.
No, it was the
Didn't
thing
we?
where
No,
you're
it
like,
was
oh,
a heads
I
up.
put my
It was
on.
heads up.
look, I
Yeah.
put the thing on my head, and then you guess it, and then it was like all like old people things that old people would know. And it's like I don't know what anything. Who cares?
Like an HBO actor, no one
yeah,
knows.
like oh,
knew.
who's this? Who's famous from this one like Hallmark Channel movie? And it's like, wow, great. Oh boy,
Okay,
Just
now
on the
we
tip
just
of my
offended
tongue.
all the people who like Hallmark movies, Josh.
yeah,
Good
all of
job.
like 3 moms who were
so
watching.
let's do a tally here. Let's do a tally here. We've offended leg people.
People with legs.
Leg people.
Okay, what else?
and we've offended the Hallmarkers
The Hallmarkers,
The
dude. I
Hallmarkers.
love their
Probably blind
cards
people.
and
and
their-
probably blind people.
Probably Philip DeFranco.
And people
probably.
with
Yeah,
train
100%
horns on their
Philip
truck.
DeFranco.
No,
People with train
guy,
horns on their truck.
Train
they don't
guy
give a
is not
shit.
offended. He probably doesn't even. He
He's
doesn't-
like, yeah, my train horn is I like that.
my man
You
doesn't
I'll
I'll
even
wake
make
you
have
up
to hear.
again, bitch.
He doesn't even have to hear the podcast. He just hits the train horn. He's like,
Hands always on.
hands always on the horn.
Dude drove his truck on his wedding down the aisle.
A real American wedding.
I put a train horn in my car. Don't ask me why. What? I don't even know what reason I would have to do it other than to be a terrible person.
Marriage is a compromise. 50-50. my wife, my truck.
My
train
truck.
horn.
I got 2 loves in my life. My truck and my the horn on my truck.
A true romantic. Can you blame him?
I mean,
Yes.
if you had a truck, if you had your Ford F-150 with a train horn, like you hand soldered into your stupid truck, would you not be going on your steering wheel all day? I would. I would make everyone hate me in my town
I want
because
people
I
to
have the train horn.
Never mind. I'm not even gonna say that.
What were you?
I'll say it later.
Okay.
You want to talk about? Nah. I mean, there was some girls in line for the Incredibles.
We straight
And-
up heard actual Visco girls going.
I didn't know they existed.
Travis
even
was
know
the
what
one
those
that heard
are.
him, right?
I remember hearing them, but I don't remember what they said.
Weren't they saying
I
like
specifically remember them saying something about some like either band or celebrity, and then going out loud. I specifically
That's
remember
vile.
that. Yeah, it's in my head, and it sucked. And then
I
we went on
didn't
Incredibles,
notice.
and I was happy. Also, someone was doing the triple take every 5 seconds in line, and I told Josh or Travis, I don't remember who, like right in the beginning of the line, that this person was going to say hi to Carson or something. And like maybe 48 minutes later, they said hi, and they were right ahead of us in line.
hey,
Yeah, they're the
No,
person right in
and
front of us,
social
right?
anxiety. I did the same shit,
yeah.
but
They wanna
like,
make sure.
I called it. Is what I'm saying. Is
They-
I called it.
They called up their friend. They're like, "Is this him? Is this him?" And they're like Googling. They're like, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop. They're like
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep.
raising up their phone. Is that him? Is that him? And it was me.
For 48 minutes.
Dude, the amount of people that actually say like, "Are you Carson?" to me, or like, I don't know. I
Howdy,
think
partner.
I think the idea of people coming up to me to ask if I'm me is so funny to me, but I don't blame them.
Yeah, like I think of that too. Is like, what if you weren't him, and you're like, oh, pardon my bad,
I'm
and
sure
then
that
just leave.
happens.
And you
I
see
know.
the back of a woman's head in the grocery store that looks like your mom's, and then it's someone else, and you run away. Too many times.
Dude, that's actually straight up a Disney story. When I was a kid, I was in line for like some ride. I don't remember what it was. Maybe Indiana Jones or something. And I started holding on to what I thought was my mom's hand, and it just wasn't.
As old as time.
A tale as old as time, honestly. My mom's like,
Dude, that happens with me and Noah.
what?
You accidentally hold
Noah's
someone
hand?
who's
No,
like,
no,
it's
no,
on
no. Like
Noah.
seeing someone in the back of their head, or maybe even their side profile, and thinking, "Oh, that's Noah," and it's just not.
Oh, you went
Like
up to hold
average
this-
man.
I went up to hold Noah's hand. It just wasn't him.
I went up to hold Noah's hand. It just wasn't my mom. I don't know what happened.
Just wasn't my mom. Oh shit.
Beard was a little different.
Yeah, my
Um,
mom's beard's way longer, dude.
That wasn't even the weirdest thing that happened.
Oh, the weirdest thing
day.
that happened was terrible. It was
Oh,
the
man.
worst.
Oh, Josh. Oh, Josh.
Josh, lay it out. I want to hear your
so we
perspective.
get on the shuttle.
Oh,
We get on the shuttle.
Yeah, this
We get on
part.
this. We get on the shovel. Not the shovel. The shuttle.
I hate it
The
when
bus.
I find it when I think someone
When
I
I-
think someone's my mom on the shovel.
When I'm on the
It's
shovel
Noah
and
on the
my mom
shovel?
and my mom is not my mom. Uh-oh.
My mom is
Um,
Noah and a shovel.
What? But we get on the shuttle to go back to the parking lot to leave. And Carson, I just started like making noise or something. I don't remember what like the gag was.
Oh, you're making robot noises.
You
I
were
was
like,
going, yeah, I was
mhm.
just going beep boop beep boop beep beep beep.
And I
beep,
was
boop,
like,
boop, beep,
dude,
beep. And then
that's-
Carson's
dude,
like, dude, stop being so racist. And then
Dude,
just some
that's
like
straight up so racist.
some
dude.
middle-aged balding weirdo on the bus was just like, It's like, yo, is this guy being racist? And then it's like everyone starts ganging up on me on the bus. There's people laughing. Like there's multiple people doing it. Like the 2 women who are sitting with him are doing it. Everyone's doing it. And then when we're about to get off the bus, he's like, way to keep racism alive, brother. And I was like, whoa.
Dude, I had to. Okay, so Disneyland is close to a place in California called Orange County, and the only time I've ever in my life seen a neo-Nazi was in Orange County. And so when I heard that and saw a bald man, I was like, just instant like 8-brain connection. Listen, no.
Okay,
I'm explaining it. I'm explaining it.
This is profiling here. Okay,
it's not. I'm gonna explain it.
Okay,
because
he looks
my
like
8-brain connection made that, and then I said no. Bald people aren't just racist. That's not, listen, use your fucking brain. And so I cataloged it away. And then at the very end, when we're leaving the bus, and the dude says, way to keep racism alive, brother, it just came right back. And I was like, and then I fucking didn't think about it again.
For the record, anyone watching
for the
or
record,
listening,
I'm not racist.
Josh said
no
nothing.
one was saying anything.
Josh
racist.
literally didn't say anything in any language except maybe binary.
Josh was literally sitting there going beep boop beep boop boop beep boop. And I was like, yeah, why would you say that, Josh? And this bald guy's like,
You being racist over there?
what are you, racist?
Give me some
nice one.
Oh, shit. And no one knew where we parked except for me.
Travis,
and I got us back to where we were supposed to be.
I don't know what we do without you,
show
Travis.
Travis's brain a pattern and it stamps it there. We'll never lose it.
Josh, I felt so bad for you because I
Me
felt
too. You weren't the guy.
Well, I felt responsible for the situation because I was the one that started the bit.
Dude, I was just sitting there in fucking fear that it was gonna fucking move on to someone else. Like,
I thought it was gonna get beat up.
It was just so good too because Carson and I just kept it going for like
we weren't
longer.
You weren't the only ones keeping it going because there were other just strangers on the bus.
I know, but we totally could have just like stopped.
For the record, we were not calling you racist. What we were doing was like he would say something like
I didn't think you were calling you racist.
He would say something kind of like a jab at you, and then it wouldn't be related to the racism thing, but then Travis and I would be like, yeah, Josh.
Oh, he started like insulting my ability to acquire women too. I don't know. Dude, guy.
And Travis were like, yeah, Josh, what the hell?
What's wrong with you, man? Come on. Are you racist?
There was, it was like 90% him. His cohort sitting next to him. Just like laughing and saying yeah, and then there were 2 girls on the other aisle that were just laughing, but like out of like, can we just like move on, please?
Yeah, but they didn't. The entire bus ride. That was 20 minutes of.
They took the pity laugh as they've just gotten on stage in a comedy club and they have to keep this bit the whole train ride.
Dude, it was actually it felt so similar to
what I was called racist on the bus.
No. I was going to talk about what happened to us during Zoo Bingo, but I don't want to like give specifics, but there was these two people that came up to us, were asking about what we were filming. And it was very uncomfortable because at first it just seemed like they were having genuine conversation. Mm-hmm. They were just intrigued by what we were talking about. And it was just a little weird. And then we left, and then they came back up to us, started a conversation again, started talking about their business. And then we're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go. And then we're sitting down to eat like a funnel cake. And they come up to us, and then Mason literally has his camera in hand. And they come up to us and they say, "How about this? How about this? How about this?
We'll broker a deal with you guys. How about you say you go on Twitter, you go on your social media and promote our business, and we'll take a picture of you for free." It's like, that's a steal. Finally,
it was so what. I don't understand what they were thinking they were gonna gain. Like that's not.
They probably just didn't understand
a lot of things.
Yeah, but like
he had a camera. Mason was looking at his camera.
Here's the thing, though, is like I had said, you're making us a little uncomfortable, and then he did this, and then like I had to like shut him down and be like, no, dude, I'm not gonna promote your business. Like,
you said you're being a nuisance.
Yeah, like I mean, he was.
He was awful.
I didn't. There was no way to get them out of our face to go away besides doing that. I'm usually the last person to do something like that.
They were bad.
Dude, we saw you guys. We were in our group filming stuff, and we saw you just going through this debacle with these people and sped walked directly through it and just left you to fucking die. I didn't even know that you were in peril.
Okay. Oh yeah, we just got off the zoo little
spoilers.
They've seen it in the fucking trailer, bro.
Oh yeah. Like the little
the
what
gondola.
Is that even called?
The gondola.
That. And then we walk past them because we got to go somewhere else to do something else. And we're like, "Hey, Carson." They're like,
"Help."
Weird experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know like when we passed you. I don't even know what point that was in like having that conversation with them. You know?
Yeah. It was just. I've never had an experience like that where someone was so pushy to us in public and started trying to advertise their business on one of our videos. Very strange.
Wait, did it even like come up like they knew you had a social media because like you had a camera and they're like, what are you guys doing here? And then you probably explained it to them or something?
Yeah, I guess we explained it to them or something.
We told them that we were filming a video.
Yeah. I mean,
but we weren't saying that we're open for advertising.
Yeah.
Or anything.
But yeah, very strange experience that I've never really been through, but now I have. I hope I don't have to go through something like that again because I hate starting confrontation like that. Or well, I didn't really start it, but like I hate having to
deal with it,
and I feel rude. Even though I'm not the one being rude in the situation.
I got you.
I don't know. Anyways, what I have something written here. It says the Mickey Mouse ears. What's the context of that? Does anyone remember?
Yeah. You were in the
dipped when we were going out. What were we doing? We went on Space Mountain, I think, and then you were just gone.
Oh, I got the ears.
Yeah,
I got the.
You were just. Yeah, you did.
The lighting
you were
ears.
Just gone, and we were looking for you, and we could not find you. And you're like, I'm going Mickey Mouse ears.
Yeah, it was Carson and I were together, and we went to this like the little Star Wars thing with like all the light where you can build your own lightsaber and stuff. And Carson got his own, and then he got the ears, and then some person came up trying to ask him to help so that she could get like some sort of like bonus thing for like, oh, let me ring this up for you. You know, and then you're like, no, I'm not ready yet. And she was like, oh, okay, take your time. And you're like, I will. And then you put the ears on.
Did I do that?
I think
you
I was totally. There was no way I was
Space Mountain.
No, she knew you were joking about it, but
okay.
like it was like a clear joke between the whole thing. And then she rung us. She ended up ringing us up in the end. It was a good.
She made her good laugh. She does not care. She doesn't even remember me. She doesn't even remember me.
That's what the whole thing was. We were like, it was like 20 minutes. Carson was like looking for the right ears. He'd pick them up and they just wouldn't work. He was like, well, and then just grabbed another pair. I think you went through like a few pairs.
I got some good ears though. I got some good ears.
Show us.
Well, I don't have them with me. I think they're.
Way to take care of your ears, Carson.
But
they're in his room.
But yeah, then I got the ears and I brought them on the Rajler, and that was fun. I'm glad I got them. Like the very next day, I went on the Rajler with the ears, and then I looked super cute, and won the love of many women.
Gross.
And then what else?
Tape.
Dude,
Big Tape.
My man Tape.
My man.
Tape man.
He's covered so much ground. It's insane.
Context. Every time
This
we
guy
drive
writes
to LA,
tape places.
there's some fucking graffiti artist whose tag name is just Tape.
He just writes it in like he just goes
In white.
It's not stylized or anything.
In all
it's
caps,
just,
yeah.
it's just all caps Tape, and he has got his name everywhere for like a 50-mile radius.
Yeah, just big
Yeah.
block letters or whatever they're called, bubble block.
So we started
knows?
joking about Tape every single time we go to LA because we'd see him and we'd be like, "That's our man," because his graffiti name is Tape. That's his
And
tag.
it sucks. He's not even like an artist. He just writes. He's like, I found spray paint on the ground, and I'm going to write my name everywhere.
Dude, Tape's gonna watch this and be super pissed. Make a giant.
Dude, I look Tape.
He's gonna start writing "fuck you"
Tape.
where his tape things were.
Tape. We
I
love
saw
you.
your podcast, and my name isn't Tape.
Yeah,
Just
dude,
so you know.
Tape. I want to come back to LA in however
Shake
long until we
your
do it,
hand.
and I want to see every single wall along the 10 or what is it, the fucking 5,
The 5
just
yeah,
covered
everything's
in
5.
tape, not like your name written everywhere.
Is
Okay.
this illegal?
Yes. I do not condone any illegal spray paint. But Tape, I
What,
will be
Tape,
disappointed
dude?
if I don't peep you at least once on the drive up.
If you know what
Shout
we're
out
talking
Tape.
about, take a picture and send it to us.
Yeah, if you live in LA and see Tape, dude, let us know.
Yeah, tag us with it at Lunch Club on Twitter or.
But don't
at-
actually tag anything. That's illegal. Don't.
No. Yeah. But some of you may know what we're talking about, which would be really cool. And we also have no documented evidence that Tape has ever.
No, we
existed.
haven't taken any pictures.
No, but maybe one day. Maybe one day we will.
Better
We
keep
have the
phones
brain
out.
pictures.
The brain
The huh?
pictures.
Our
Oh.
memories of Tape. We see it. We know it.
On the way out, we actually dropped by In-N-Out.
Oh. Fuck you. That was funny. We were alone in this In-N-Out drive-through, and
We weren't alone.
had
no,
okay.
we weren't alone. No, there was a
Oh wait,
line.
no, there was tons of people. Never mind.
Yeah, there was
My bad.
tons of people, and we were the worst
Anyways,
customers they could have
before
asked
we
for.
do that, we need to explain the Car Songs playlist. Excuse me, the Boner Jams playlist.
Yes, it has been rebranded, hasn't it?
It has. Do you want to do the honors, Carson? It is your creation.
Well, the playlist is just this like massively different space of genres of music, and we constantly add on to it. We have like, I don't know, 18 hours of songs on there by now, and there's like a bunch of bangers and then like a bomb.
And then there's the real bangers.
Yeah, there are just like absolute vibe killing, atrocious songs on there, and so it's just an amalgamation of whatever song that is on Spotify that Carson thinks of. He'll add it, so you literally never know what you'll get. And so we were in the car, and now, did you curate this or did it happen naturally?
It happened naturally, but then we had to go back because we missed our opportunity.
Okay, so "Sneaky Snitch" by Kevin MacLeod. I can't
God
even
bless him.
I can't even
Who-
remember what the melody is.
Who has the video of this, by the way?
Oh fuck, probably
think it's
me. No, I was
Okay.
driving.
No, it was on my phone.
Yeah, it was Josh.
Alright, Josh
Okay,
has
well,
it.
we need to insert this in the podcast.
Yeah.
I hope I have it, dude.
So-
I think I sent it to you.
It's somewhere. Oh,
It's
we'll
somewhere.
find it.
We forgot. Before we even got to the fucking window doing that thing, we were playing Mariah Carey Christmas songs in
Of course.
November. And
course we were.
Just blasting them super loud, and someone ran across the drive-thru to get back to their car and just heard it and would like looked at us and just like nodded
Like,
and
it
then
was
kept going or something like that.
A staff
Oh, yeah,
member,
staff member.
was jamming out to it.
Yeah.
What
Oh
is
yeah,
it?
he commented as like nice music or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have it.
Oh, you have the video?
Yeah. Josh
my
sent it
God.
to me. All right.
Okay.
We'll play it here.
We just crawled forward to the thing
Playing
with that
Sneaky
fucking
Snitch by
yeah,
Kevin MacLeod.
the fucking
It was
sneaking
so
music
slow.
that every Minecraft fucking YouTuber has ever put in their
Every
videos.
machinima ever conceived.
Yeah, and it was just such like a trash gag, but it was so funny at the time. It still is funny. It's just like
It was so embarrassing for you.
I did
too.
not want to do it, but I did it because it was like that's such a good thing to do. You can't just pass up on it. Like, you're not hurting anyone by going super slow.
We were going. This is the speed at which we were going. And then Josh, do acapella Sneaky Snitch for me.
Yeah.
And then we got up to the window.
And for the audio people listening,
away.
Just imagine Carson slowly moving his hands across the screen to represent the car, just slowly moving.
Wow, that was something.
We'll play the clip here, and then you'll be able to hear the actual audio. Cooper, drive away slowly too. Hi. We've had some interesting experiences with the Boner Jams playlist. Why did we rename it to Boner Jams? It was originally called Car Songs, and
it was you and Josh that renamed it because Josh is always like, my creation has still taken place or something.
I don't
just like talking about it.
That was my recommendation, though. That was my recommendation.
Yeah, why Boner Jams? Like,
I don't know. It was I told him to do it at like 3 a.m. I thought it was a good
fair
name.
Enough.
The playlist though, like, is such a good concept in the way we use it. It's just a bunch of random songs, and everyone in the car just gets one skip per ride.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun.
Oh,
that's
I don't
what
know
we
if it was that
commoditized
trip.
it, dude.
There's
I don't think it was. I think we
playlist.
changed it from one because it was like people would not use their skip at all because they were too scared to use it. I wouldn't. I was like, I can't do it.
To explain something, I don't know if it was this trip or the other one, but everyone had one skip, and I retained my skip the entire trip until like maybe an hour out of Josh's house, or like,
why can't we be friends?
Back to it was like we were just vibing. I think Travis was asleep, and me and Carson were talking, and then fucking just it cuts from like a nice song to just bass, and it's like mining, and I was like skip, and I like instant skip, and I was like, yep, if I didn't save that fucking skip, it was perfect.
It really is. It's such a fun like roulette system for music.
There's so many losers. Oh man, why can't we be friends? The Smash Mouth version where they just say that over and over again for like 7 minutes.
Why can't we be friends?
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 Dude, it is not nearly as bad as it was the first time I heard it, though.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't
the first time it came on, I must have been in a funk because it sucked. Oh man.
And then on this trip, actually, Josh and I did a set of Fine Brothers. And this was our best set of recordings we've ever done. We were so funny that entire time. And then we also did this like Instagram Instagram Live, or no, what is it?
Instagram TV.
It's IGTV. It's up.
Yeah,
right
you can go to.
It's been up
like a week after you guys filmed it.
Yeah.
And it was just us, and we caused so much pain for this guy. But like,
we completely uprooted like the whole way.
Poor producer.
We didn't do like how the they had like a set plan.
Mm-hmm.
And we did not do like anything related to that plan until like the last 15 minutes of the recording.
You did it for like the first like bit
one,
and then you did it for the first one, and then the next one come out, and then just like you just totally forgot what you're supposed to do and just started making jokes
fun
about
of
what you're doing.
It was like they were in their writing room like, oh, his name's Call Me Carson, so we're gonna make it so he has to call celebrities.
Challenge,
and
baby.
then just you skip to 3 minutes into the thing, and you're just talking about how you're gonna beat up Chris Hemsworth. Like it just did, like there was nothing to their plan at all.
We really,
it was so funny.
I mean, to be fair, we kind of shut down what they wanted, and we were like, we're just gonna do me and Josh's banter.
Good.
Yeah.
And it ended up good. Pretty much what Josh and I always do when we go on Fine Brothers is just like we take what we're given and then like say so much
ruin it, dude.
And then they don't put any of it in.
They cut it all. Every time we walk out of a recording, we're like, "Oh, Benny's gonna cut everything," and he does.
He does. To be fair to them, I think it's mainly because
it's our fault. But still.
Later, skank bitches, or whatever the fuck you said.
No, I did not say that.
What did you say?
I have no idea. It was like "see you later, motherfuckers," and I don't think that one flew. To be fair to Fine Brothers Entertainment, the studio,
it's our
and those
fault
that edit
completely.
it, there are like 10 other YouTubers that they have to get clips of into the video, and then they have time constraints. And I think it's completely fair. That being said, I would love if it's just me and Josh.
It's so much better.
They just have to send you the fucking extras, dude.
We've done so much funny stuff on there, and people have started compiling just our clips.
Yeah, they cut everyone else out because we're the best. I mean,
yeah, I think some guy, like, I forget his name, like Uncle Drew or something. I forget his name.
But it's Uncle Drew.
He's been compiling videos, and it's just call me Carson and Josh on Fine Brothers React number 7 or something like that.
Fine Brothers React, except it's just Josh and Carson.
Yeah. But I wish they had the full cuts of what we say, because we say some stupid shit and it's very funny.
Especially when you're doing the try not to laugh with each other.
Dude, that was the best
Is
one.
that out?
Yeah.
Oh, I never saw that because
the
I was
way
in the
edited,
fucking.
The thing is, like, the way it's edited, it makes it look like I'm laughing at the clips when that's just not the case at all. Because Carson would just do like the clip would be completely unfunny, and then Carson would have his stupid grin on his face, turn to me, and like restate the joke or something worse. And then it's just I can't keep it together.
Dude, me and Travis were in the same studio as them for most of the recordings, and for that one, I think I made you laugh at one point because fucking Carson turned around and said "rock" or something, and I fucking like just started laughing my ass off in the fucking studio.
Because there was a trampoline. There was a trampoline getting blown around in the wind, like, and he's like, "Is that a rock?
Is that a rock?"
Dude, I remember there was one where the TV just starts moving from the the dresser,
and then Carson was like, or something.
How did the TV do that?
Yeah, and then he said something like Hulu.
No. It was a Hulu. There was like a Hulu ad or something, and I started saying something about the great deals that Hulu has.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
great.
Holy shit.
Hulu's got great prices, and it's just like, come on.
I was beat red and sweating trying not to laugh during that. Because like the dynamic of Josh getting fucked over repeatedly by Carson was the funniest shit.
It's very funny.
Probably funnier than the video.
But maybe one day I'll ask Fine Brothers to just give us cuts of just us.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe one day we'll get our own show. It'll be called My Music.
Huh?
That's a Fine Brothers reference.
That's a Fine Brothers reference.
I'm sorry.
They did a show called My Music.
I'm sorry, Fine Brothers. I don't know.
With Jack's Films. And others.
Audible. We're not sponsored.
We're not.
You should though. We have massive debt.
We are $90,000 in debt, guys.
And dude, inflation's not getting any better.
Yeah. And then what else did we do? Oh, we had lunch with Ludwig on this trip, which was very cool. For those that don't know,
shout
Ludwig,
the fuck out to Ludwig for just like stiff arming us to go to Cane's, because I am not a chicken man on normal occasions. I don't like Chick-fil-A that much. I went to Raising Cane's and I love Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's is good.
It's so good.
He really did open our eyes to that.
Yeah.
For those that don't
That's
know
like
who
an
Ludwig
LA
is,
staple for me now.
Yeah. For those that don't know who Ludwig is, who don't know that guy, He is a Twitch streamer. You can find him at twitch.tv/Ludwig. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's like Mr. Ideas. He's got so many. He's a big brain guy. He was super chill to talk to.
And the plan is always simple.
The plan is simple. Very cool guy, and we just sat and talked to him for a couple hours, had a good time. But if you've never had Raising Cane's, I would recommend it. I mean, personally, I'm a toast man, and they have very good Texas toast.
Oh,
it's
so good, and the sauce they have, everything, dude.
We always end up back on food, dude. I swear, half
Food's
of the
great.
conversations on this
I'm a big
podcast
fan.
are food.
Food and drink. Can't live with it. Can't live without it. That's what I
Yeah,
always
it's
say.
just human nature, dude. We gotta talk about food.
We gotta talk about food, man. That's
It's
about
how you
everything.
Don't die.
Except
No, this is a tale.
This is a
tale of valor.
Josh doesn't know about this, so this
he
is
doesn't?
the first time Josh is hearing about this.
Oh Lord.
So me, Travis, and Cooper headed out to the city of San Diego to meet up with Ryan P., our manager, for a grand dinner.
I don't know this.
You do know this. You'll remember. So there is this place in San Diego called it's called like Mr. A's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we are waiting for them to arrive. We arrive first, and we're waiting at the steps of this place. And we're just chilling, and this guy walks up to us, and he starts shouting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Drunk off his
yeah.
ass.
Was he drunk? What was he?
No, he was definitely drunk.
He was very excited, was what he was.
Mm-hmm.
Travis, you remember?
I don't remember what it was about, but I know I remember this. I spoke to the man the most.
Yeah.
I kept
You kept egging him on.
him going. I really did. It was so funny.
He comes up to us and he starts yelling about do you know where Prince was born? Or do you know where Prince lived? And then he
Minna fucking soda.
Yeah.
And then we all looked him up after, and it was true. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Whoa,
No,
this is
no.
unbelievable."
Okay, we need to express just how much
That's
he said
exciting.
this to us, because he came up to us and then pointed at us and then said, "Do you know where Prince was from?" And then we'd say, "No, we don't know." And then
No,
he'd
it
say,
was like we didn't even do that. We didn't even know he was talking to us at first. He's like, "Do you guys know?" And then we just ignored him, and he was like, "You guys," and he pointed to us, and then we just ignored him still. And he was like, "Do you know where Prince lived?" And I was like, "Nah, where is he from?" And he was like, "Minnesota, baby." And then,
but this went on for like 5 minutes. He kept asking us. He was like, "Say it. I want you to say it."
Yeah,
I want you to know where he was from.
He
It was
literally
so good.
just kept screaming at us. Where's Prince from? We'd be like, Minnesota. He'd be like, yeah. Where?
So riled up.
Where is music
And it wasn't,
born?
yeah, it wasn't even
Minnesota.
just Prince.
Yeah.
He just brought up like 3 or 4 other people
He
after
brought
that.
up
And they were
Bob
all
Dylan. He's
from
like, "You know where
Minnesota."
Bob Dylan was from?" And we were like, "Minnesota," and he'd say, "Minna fucking soda."
It was so good.
He was hyped up.
He was my
on-
favorite.
Sounds
He
like
was
it.
my favorite guy. After the whole trip, he was my favorite.
That was a different trip altogether. This.
I know. Like, no, I'm talking like that trip to meet Ryan. That was
Yeah.
my favorite guy.
Mm.
Because
Oh.
no one else wanted to talk to him besides me. And I
And
just
then-
kept it going.
I was scared of him, dude. He kept getting up closer. I was like,
Well, but
I don't
was
want to
thinking
go
in
to
my head-
Minnesota, man. I don't want to go.
I was
That's
thinking,
where
like,
music was
what's
born.
one guy versus 4, you know? And like he's
3.
plastered.
That's
Nah, he
true.
wasn't
Yeah.
angry.
He wasn't angry, but
He was passionate.
he was passionate.
He was passionate.
He had
He
a
had
fire
one
under his
thing he
ass.
knew, and he was very excited about it.
We looked it up.
He
He's
just
from
knew where
Minnesota,
people,
and we're like,
famous people born in Minnesota, and he just
Dude,
kept
you
talking
know,
about it.
A lot of people are from Minnesota. Here, let me go down the list.
And after this happened, we went into the restaurant, and I was not wearing the proper attire, so we were removed from denied service from this restaurant.
It is what
And
it
so
is.
Ryan was like, Travis, this is all your fault. Why couldn't you have dressed better? And I was like, well, I didn't expect this.
So,
and he was like,
if for whatever reason you know what Mr. A's is, because I learned afterwards immediately that apparently Mr. A's is renowned as you have to go there dressed. And this was not informed to us by the P. And so Travis showed up in his shoes from camping in Australia, still covered in Australian cow shit mud. His pants with a giant rip down the side, his sweatpants, and a gray collegiate hoodie. And they immediately terminated our stay at Mr. A's. And so we went to Nobu. And Ryan was pissed the fuck off at us because we got him kicked out of a place
We
he
just
wanted to
settled
go.
for Nobu,
it was so good. It was actually, it created a good podcast story.
It did. And if you think about it, Rish was wearing a ripped t-shirt and some jeans, bro. He wasn't getting any either.
He was stylish, though.
He was stylish, but it wasn't a suit jacket. And that's the rules of Mr. A's, according to everyone I've talked to.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've had some fun experiences, and I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about them. I feel like there's so much that we forgot about, so I'm very glad that we're getting this down on this recording because there's so much good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys for listening. This is
remember, wear a suit jacket to Mr. A's.
Let's all say it together. Wear a suit jacket.
Wear a suit
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we?
Like from like the Smash Mouth song. They wrote it. They made it.
Phil
DeFranco
comes out. He's like,
comes crouching
why
to the
can't
wall.
we be
Hey, remember that one
friends?
Smash Mouth song? Why can't we be
kick
friends by Smash Mouth? And he starts punching holes in the wall and like tune to the music.